Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 95. The album that I will be reviewing is Mystikal's second album or his debut album, The Mind of Mystical, released in 1995. And I'll explain why I said that. Alright. For those who don't know who Mystikal is, he's an MC from New Orleans, Louisiana. You gotta start back in the early 90s, particularly in 1993, is when he started his rap career. But before that, he was actually an army. He's actually an army ranger, army veteran from the Desert Storm war back in like 1990, 1991, and he was there for a little bit, and then I think he got discharged or some shit like that, whatever. He did his time over there, and then I guess after that he just started pursuing rapping. And in 1993 is, like I said, he started his rap career. And in 1993 going on to 1994, he had came out with his debut album called Mystikal, which was like his self-titled album, which is extremely hard to come by, and I'm trying to get my hands on that joint. But it came out in 1994, which is extremely hard to come by. I've seen it on eBay for I think for like $100 or some shit like that. So, good luck getting that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, he put that shit out. But he was under a different record label. I think it was called Big Boy Records. And around that time, he actually had beef with not like, I guess not street beef, but like a hip hop beef with this group called the UNLV, which stood for Uptown Niggas Living Violent. They came out with a song called I think it was called Drag Out Those Bodies or some shit like that. It was talk about Mystikal, and then the same people, and then at the same time there was a group called the BGs, which were both UNLV and BGs were actually were part of Cash Money Records. Yes, the same Cash Money Records that Lil Wayne and Juvenile, all of them. But at the time, they weren't Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? They were like the real indie underground group. You know what I'm saying? The Bee Gees was consisted of two members, which were a very young Lil Wayne and a very young BG. And BG, Hold Your Head Up. And they actually did a diss song. They dissed towards Mystikal, and it's so funny because now he's actually signed to Cash Money Records, but that's a whole different story. So they put them shits out, and I believe I forget what song that he was dissing them at, but he actually disses them back. It was a song. What's that song? Beware. Beware was actually a song that they actually did, that Mystikal actually dissed them back. So after that, Mystikal, like I said, he came out with the Mystikal album, and right now that's considered a collector's item. So in 1995 he got signed to, or 1994 going to 1995, he got signed to Jive Records, and then he released this album right here. So that's why I said this would be like his second album. Me personally, I kind of feel like this would be more of his first album, to be real with you, but realistically it isn't. And you're not really missing much because with the Mystikal album, all the songs that's on the album are on this album, so you're not really missing much. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe the Mystikal album only had like 9 or 10 songs. This got 15, so you know what I'm saying. But there are, I believe there's, okay, I'll get down, show you guys the album, what the album looks like. You see Mystikal in the background, dope album cover, you know what I'm saying, dope jersey too. That's what the album looks like. As you can see here, like the album credits and stuff like that. You see like Mystikal just chilling by the window or whatever, you know what I mean? And then you see Mystikal right here. Alright. So this is before Mystikal joined No Limit. This is way before that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely like a different sound, you know what I mean? Production wise compared to his No Limit stuff. But alright. I'll get down, like I said. the singles off the album, I believe there are only 3 singles. I know Y'all Ain't Ready Yet was a single. Out That Boot Camp Click. And no, I believe that was it. I believe those are the only singles, 2 singles. Y'all Ain't Ready Yet and Out That Boot Camp Click, which they both have videos for, which you know how I get down, we'll put down in the description box. Alright. Features on the album, Black Menace, and there's a group, his group Boot Camp Click. It was actually featured on one of the songs. I forgot which song they were actually featured on, but yeah, and the producers on the album are, there's only one producer, and it's Precise. I don't know who that is, but he does this thing on this album. That's all I have to say about that. Alright, there's 15 tracks. You know how I get down. With this album, there's not really much to talk about, because with the album, like, a lot of the songs are very like braggadocious tracks, like, yo, like, I'm the best. Like, he's on some real gangster shit. Like, he's on some real street gangster shit. Like, yo, I'm murder your ass and blah blah blah, all that gangster shit. You know, that's what pretty much what he talks about in this album. Like I said before, the song Beware. Like I said, the UNLV group from Cash Money Records and BG's actually made a diss song towards Mystikal, and Mystikal responded back with the song Beware on this album too. Yeah. Like I said, the singles off the album, like I said, is Y'all Ain't Ready Yet and Out the Boot Camp Click. And I fucking love this album. This album is so ill. I just love how dirty the album sounds. Like, it uses you know, live instrumentation and stuff like that, but also, you know, you could tell it uses the you know, you could tell it uses the drum machine, obviously, and stuff like that. More than likely the SP1200. You could tell, because if you listen to Y'all Ain't Ready Yet, you can hear the resonance on the sample that was used and stuff like that. You can just hear that shit. It's just so ill. Yeah, man, this album is so fucking grimy and gritty and dirty, man. I love that. You know what I'm saying? And this is the last time you'll hear Mystikal rap over beats like that. You know what I'm saying? His other stuff got a little bit more cleaner, you know, over the years. But which I do have the review on his Unpredictable, which I do have, in his Ghetto Fabulous album. This is when he was with No Limit Records. But yeah, man, I highly recommend it, man. If you could get your hands on this album, definitely pick it up. It's definitely out of print. It's hard to find, but you shouldn't pay that much money for it. You get it for a decent price, I guess. I got this sometime last year when I did that big ass haul. I got it for like $4.99, and I got lucky with that, because this album usually goes for like $15 online and stuff like that. And like I said, his first album, Mystikal, the self-titled album, actually goes for stupid money. It goes for like $100 and stuff like that. And that's what I noticed about a lot of southern hip hop in the '90s. Like, a lot of this stuff are long out of print, and they go for stupid money. Go for like $100 and up, $200. You know, especially like a lot of the Rap A Lot titles, which I'm trying to get my hands on. You know, especially like the Gangsta Nip, the Point Blank, K Reno stuff, like the earlier stuff that they came out with in the early '90s, go for stupid money, and I'm not paying that kind of money for those CDs. I like those albums. I would like to get my hands on those albums, but I'm not gonna go, you know, head over heels of those albums, especially with those prices. Fuck that. And the only time I spent that kind of money was when I bought Nine's second album, Cloud 9, but it was from Nine himself. It was in pristine condition. It was autographed by him, so that's the only reason why I bought it for that price. But it was worth it, and it was a good album. But anyways, yeah, that's it for that. But like I said, it's not really much to talk about. The last track dedicated to Michelle Tyler. He actually dedicates to his sister Michelle Tyler, because she actually got killed. She got murdered, actually. So it's kind of like a heartfelt dedication. It's not a song. He just talks and throughout the song. He just talks and stuff like, "Yo, I miss you. Can't wait to see you again," and that type of stuff. And I thought it was kind of heartfelt. That's pretty cool. But like I said, man, what you gonna get with this album? Braggadocio, gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? And dirty production. And Precise, he did his thing on this album. I wish he did more stuff with him. I don't know if he worked with him more, but they definitely had a dope sound together, man. And I fucking love this. I'm glad to own this joint right here. I remember seeing this album years ago in stores, but at the time I wasn't really big on down south hip hop. But I kind of like grow my appreciation for down south hip hop, especially like older, like from the '90s. And I like that because the production most of the time is really dark and really gritty and dirty sounding. So that's like pretty much like my biggest reasons I like those albums from that region, from that time. But yeah, man, very, very dope. Oh, and by the way, I found a clip a couple weeks ago, which I'll post down in the description box, of Helter Skelter of Duck Down Records, which which addresses Mystikal about his group Boot Camp Click, saying like pretty much dissing him like, "Yo, like what the fuck, we had that before you guys, like, you know what I mean, like y'all had the nerve to come out with the same name, with the group with the same name, which we've been doing that since '92." And so I'll post down in the description box too. So, but yeah, man, highly recommend it. If you can find it, pick it up. Like I said, it's out of print, it's hard to find, but you shouldn't pay too much money for this joint right here. But yeah, this is way before Danger, Shake Your Ass, Mystikal, you know what I'm saying? Which was my introduction to Mystikal. I didn't know about Mystikal before that. And that was back in 2000, but like I'm glad I own this joint right here. If you guys want to know how Mystikal sounded back in the mid-90s, early to mid-90s, this is what I'm gonna get, man. And that's it. I might do another album review, so stay tuned. Peace.